Okay, now, so last lesson, we had one question that we have not covered. Okay, so this question is about Tim. Tim had 3 bowls of water, okay, each filled with the same amount of water at a different temperature. So he placed his hand into each bowl, one at a time, okay, to find out which bowl of water was the hottest, as shown below. His teacher then said his method of measuring was inaccurate. Why do you think the teacher will say that? Okay, for example, let's say Miss Tay said that to Yan Kai. Yan Kai, you cannot put your hand in. Very inaccurate measurement. Yeah? Why? Why is it inaccurate? Anyone can give me the answer. You can type in the chat. Think about it. Why inaccurate? All right. So I'm waiting for your responses. Why inaccurate? How come I cannot use my hand to touch, you know, the different containers of water? Because I just want to find out which one is the hottest, right? Why cannot? Why can't I put my hand? For example, Miss Tay is the one doing the experiment. I am actually Tim. Then I went to touch it. Okay, I went to touch the water, one bowl after another. So first bowl, I put my hand in. Then second bowl, I put my hand in as well. And third bowl, I also put my hand in. Then I say, okay, this bowl is has the hottest water. Is it accurate? It's not. But why not? Type into the chat. Okay, you need to be responsive so that I know that you're learning. Then I know that you have understood. Then we can play a game of looker at the end of the lesson. Remember, when you respond, I know whether you have learned. If you have already learned and we can complete fast, definitely we'll play games. Okay, we'll play a few games if we have time. Right, because now it's holiday time, right? So we learn something during lesson. We also can play some games asking you science question. Yeah, Myra says his hand is not an accurate device. Very good. Okay, this is something similar to what I want to hear. Okay, his hand is not an accurate device. Now, let me ask you, if I have, let's say, two cups of water or 2 bowls of water, their temperature is very close. Like one is at 30 degrees, the other one is at 28. Do you think your hand can tell the difference? Cannot, right? Yeah, you put your hand in, then you put your hand in another bowl, the temperature is so close. Then you say, same temperature, what? It's the same hotness, Miss Day. Then I'll tell you, wrong. What must you use? What must you use to measure temperature accurately? It says accurately here. Okay, so if you read the question, it says you must be able, okay, to measure temperature of water accurately. How? How to ensure that it's happening? Okay, good. So I have responses here. Well done. Okay, so you put down mercury thermometer, digital thermometer. Hui En said something very good. Let me see. If one of the water is hot, yeah, his hand will gain heat when he touches the water, right? Then after that, when he actually put the hand into the cold water will gain heat from the hand. So it affects the temperature of the water also, right, Hui En? Well done. Okay, so Hui En thinks a bit deeper than us. Okay, she's not just thinking about measurement of temperature of the water. All right, even though the exam time, my Hui En, they are just going to check whether you can explain that the hand cannot tell the difference of very close temperature. Okay, cannot tell. But you went one step ahead. It even affect the accuracy. Okay, accuracy in the sense that I started off with 3-degree water that is so cold, right? But when I put my hand in, the water will take heat from my hand. Then the water become 4 degrees. Yes or not, Hui En? Very good. So she is thinking one step ahead. Wonderful. Okay, good. So I have people saying thermometer, digital thermometer, mercury thermometer. Very good. Yan Kai is giving a general one, thermometer, yeah? So the answer is also given here, thermometer. What if you write down digital thermometer? What if you write down mercury thermometer? Will you be marked correctly, will you be marked as correct? Yes. Okay, you will still be getting the marks. Okay, if let's say you put down just thermometer or digital thermometer or mercury thermometer. Do you know there's one more type of thermometer in the science lab? Okay, other than the mercury. All right. Nowadays, they seldom use mercury already. I teach you something extra, okay? Hi, Jerome. Welcome to class. Now, I teach you one more thing. Okay, other than the mercury, okay, so we have students who said mercury, right? Now, let me tell you a little bit about mercury. I think it's good to learn. Okay, this mercury thermometer, we try to avoid using this, okay? This is avoided. Even though there are still some in school, but we try to avoid it. Do you know why? Okay, number one, okay, mercury enters the bloodstream. That means the moment you touch mercury, it touches your skin, right? It will penetrate the skin, no? It will go into the skin and it will go to the bloodstream. And mercury will then stay inside your body. Yeah, and too much mercury can even affect your brain. Yep, so you cannot think as well as before. Okay, it can give you some form of like brain damage kind of thing. It will affect your thinking. Okay, so this is mercury poisoning. Yep, it can be very serious. So mercury can easily enter the bloodstream. Okay, and then it will stay inside your body. Number two, because mercury is silver in color, you might want to know this because this is what we learn in secondary school. So let's say next year, your teacher start asking you about thermometer, you can tell your teacher, I know there are two types of thermometer in the science lab. One is mercury, one is alcohol in glass. Later, I talk to you about alcohol in glass. Okay, then you say the thermometer that contains mercury is not so good. You explain why to your teacher. Your teacher will be impressed. Silver in color, difficult to read the temperature. All right. Okay. So someone just came in. You need to rename yourself. Okay. I see your name as iPad bracket 251. Can you rename yourself? Then I can mark attendance. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Yan Kai knows alcohol thermometer. So what do we use? Yes. Yan Kai, you are right. You seem to know quite a bit. Okay. So this is avoided. So what we use is called the alcohol in glass or alcohol thermometers. Now, this alcohol, in fact, is colorless. So colorless, even more difficult to read, right? But it is stained red. So it makes it very easy to read the temperature. Why is it that alcohol is used rather than mercury? If you break a mercury thermometer, you will want to clear up, right? You want to wipe the table and so on. You can accidentally touch the mercury. But if it's alcohol, if it breaks, you spill it on the table. What you need to do is just quickly wipe it up. Even if you touch the alcohol, it doesn't harm you. Is that clear? Okay, it's not like mercury. It will go into your blood. Then it's going to stay inside your body. All right, that's called mercury poisoning. Hi, Grace. Okay, let me see how to help you, okay? Let me rename for you. Can you see now? I help you to change your name ready? Yeah. Okay, hold on. I will mark you present first. Yeah, thank you for letting me know, Grace. Right, let's continue here. Next part question. Now, how can Tim tell from his instrument which bowl of water is the hottest? Now, you suggested using a thermometer, right? So if you use a thermometer, what would you do? You will place the thermometer inside. Okay, you will place the thermometer inside each bowl of water, right? So how can you tell which one is the hottest? Let me know. How would you answer this question? Type it into the chat. I want to see your answer because it's important for me to see your responses. Then from your responses, I can tell you, if you're writing this way, it might not be good for you. Okay, so if you are not writing in the correct way, right, even though you know the answer, but writing down, they don't test you orally, right? They don't ask you, can you tell me? They want you to write down in black and white. They only read what you have written down. Okay, so if you cannot even explain properly, like I look at last week's answer, right? I can see some of you, right? You are not giving the correct responses. So I want you to try typing it down. Hui En, try it, okay? Remember, we are all here to learn how to write good answers so that we can score points during exam. Jerome, do it. Let me see your answer. A lot of times we know, but when we are writing down, we are not good at writing. Okay, Myra, I saw your answer. So I'm going to comment after I see everybody else's, okay? You forgot the question now, okay? Now, after I put the thermometer into the bowl of water, right? What am I expecting to see? How do I tell which bowl of water is the hottest? Jerome, we are not using hand anymore. Just now in the question, we say we're going to put in thermometer to measure the temperature, right? So the next part question asks you, how do you tell from the instrument? Instrument is what? Instrument here will be the thermometer already, right? Okay, so this instrument is actually the thermometer. So this is the thermometer that Tim is using. Okay, good, Yan Kai. So if you are using the thermometer, how do you tell which one is the hottest? Okay, use one thermometer for each bowl, Jerome. Is that right? So if I write down this answer, okay, use a thermometer right? Use a thermometer in each bowl. Does that give an answer to the question? So I use thermometer in each bowl. I put thermometer already. Am I able to know which one is the hottest? Yes or no? No. How many marks would you give Jerome if, let's say, this is a 1 mark question? How many marks? Quickly. Jerome, you mark yourself already. Very good. So each time, if you are the one writing your own answer, right? Ask yourself back the question, how many marks will I give a student who wrote this way? You try that, Jerome. You will be very strict with yourself and then you're going to write a lot better. Okay, now, Hui En says, if it's hot water, the thermometer will increase the temperature of the thermometer. I'm not understanding this. If you're writing that way, you might lose marks. Hui En, you're reading your own answer as well, right? Okay, so we are trying to find out which bowl of water is the hottest. Yeah, which bowl of water is the hottest? Okay, and then the Yan Kai says the higher the temperature shown on the thermometer, the higher the temperature of the water in the bowl, right? Yan Kai, you said that, right? Yan Kai, I can't see you now. You're not wrong, okay? You're not wrong. You say the higher the temperature of the water, the higher the temperature shown on the thermometer. We are trying to tell the hottest. Do you know that you have still not answered the question? If I'm very strict, you have not answered the question, right? I'm not asking you for a relationship. Agree? I'm asking you to tell me, how do I know which is the hottest? Clear? So the next person, okay. Myra, you said measure the temperature of the bowl, of all the bowls of water. See which one is the highest. What do you mean by which one is the highest? Okay, be careful. Your which one is the one that will cause you to probably lose marks. Be very careful. Measure the temperature of all the bowls of water and see which one has the highest temperature. Okay.